But now we're live. Let's see here. Everything working? All right. What's happening, everybody? Good morning. Sawadee kap, sawadee ton chow. Today is Saturday, April 10th. Had to think for a minute. Morning, Jim. Today is April 10th, all day long. It's almost the Songkran Festival, which, without the water and the powder, some people might think that it's not all that important, but to a lot of Thais, it is very important. I know a lot of people going back home, and my wife and I happen to be in that group of people. We are going to Suratthani in a couple of days. Monday, we're leaving. We're going by train, as we always do, almost always when we go down there. And yeah, I can't wait. To be honest, I can't wait. We haven't been there in years. It's been years since we've been to her place, her mother's place down in the south. And so that's where we're going. We're going to take off and go down there for, I believe it'll be, let me think here. We'll get there on Tuesday morning. We'll be there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We'll leave Friday night or Saturday night. So we'll be there for a few days. And it's not easy to get tickets, I can tell you right now. I went online. We got the tickets online. The train tickets. We got the tickets online. We couldn't get a room. We wanted our own room. Couldn't get it. I didn't think we would. Then we tried to get the sleepers, and the problem with the sleepers was we weren't sleeping lower and upper. It was upper in one area, and then like 10 spots down. We were sleeping, one of us we were sleeping apart, basically. Yeah, good morning, everybody. Sawadee kap. But anyway, we weren't sleeping together, in the same bunk. So we went, let's see what we can get. So we got a second class ticket in a chair like I had the last time. So then afterwards, my wife's like, Nicholas wants to go with us. So we're like, okay. So we go looking for tickets. We were able to find them third class seats. By the time we looked, there were only third class seats, so we wouldn't be sitting with them. And they wouldn't be sitting together. We tried getting them a room, tried getting them bunks, and no more tickets. So the tickets are going fast. And it turned out Alex can't go because of school. So since Alex can't go, Nicholas can't go either. So we're the only ones on our way down to Surat. We're on the road again. I'm on the road again. And after that, we got somewhere else to go, but that'll be a couple weeks later. So anyway, not a whole lot's going on here. I said the other day that the CCSA was going to meet to talk about dropping the PCR test when you come in. I knew they weren't going to do anything because they want to see what happens with Songkran. They're going to wait until a couple of days before May 1st or a week before May 1st, and they're going to say, we're still going to let the place open up. And we're still going to let the place open up. It opens May 1st. I still think at this point, they got to drop the insurance. Listen, if people can't take care of themselves here, they don't have the insurance. I understand it's a problem, but so then implement the 300 baht plan that we're going to implement before. They dropped it. It was supposed to go into effect in April, and now it's gone. They haven't said anything about it since then. So, as is the norm here, they come to these, and I understand it. I do understand. They're trying to do the best that they can. They come up with some harebrained idea. They wanna see how it pans out, and then maybe they get some negative feedback, or maybe they go, we can't really do this, and make it, it's not plausible to do this. Next thing you know, well, we're going to do away with that. So it's too bad, because I think it would be good that people just, you say what you will about the $300, it's only $10, but if people don't have to worry so much about being treated here, if they have some kind of an injury and their insurance doesn't cover them, because frankly, some people don't know that their insurance won't cover them once they're in Thailand. They come to Thailand and they think, yeah, I got insurance. But then they find out, oh, my insurance is only in my area, or it doesn't cover me in certain areas, or, or I'm going to have to pay everything, and then they'll reimburse me, and I don't have the money to pay, 12 grand for an accident or something, So, Tony, Tony, how you doing? What's happening? Yeah, well, I always think of that. When I think of On the Road Again, I think of Willie Nelson first. But yeah, Bob Seger's good too. Now let's see. If this fight is still going on. I was watching the UFC because I want to see this this guy. Oh, what? I guess that fight's over. Chimaev. I want to see Chimaev fight. I want to see against Gilbert Burns. I want to see Volkanovski, who's a little animal. You wouldn't want to meet with that guy in a dark alley. And then what's the other fight? Oh, Sterling and Yan, because I think those guys are a little bit pissed off at each other. They want to prove, they got something to prove. So I'm kind of watching it while I'm streaming right now, but I can't have the sound on, unfortunately. But I'd like to know, at this point, if they drop the PCR test, is that enough for people to come? Are you willing to come without the PCR test? No PCR test. You just come, you take the rapid test. It takes 15 minutes. You don't have that additional cost. I mean, if you really want to come here, you'll go through the bullshit. That's the way I look at it. The only thing with me is this. This continues to piss me off. And every day I try to wear it as little as possible. I don't want to wear it. At this point, I don't care about being the guy who doesn't wear his mask. I don't really care, because nobody's saying anything. They're very blasé about everything, and so what does it really matter? If I get sick, I get sick. I suspect I've already had this thing already, this Chinese virus. My son's already had it, so, I don't think it's a big deal at this point. And I wish they would stop treating it like it was. Now, I'm going to go over a couple little news articles, and the one thing is, in the news, they're constantly bringing up, oh yeah, this is going to happen, and nothing is concrete. They haven't decided, they haven't formally said, okay, this is passing, we're doing away with the emergency decree, we're getting rid of the CCSA. They're not doing anything like that. They say, oh yeah, it's going to happen, or it's proposed. Being proposed doesn't mean shit. I mean, really, what really matters is when the fat lady sings, I'm headed over regardless, bring on the Songkran, inflated numbers, it's mad. Yeah, it's just crazy. A majority of those riding motorbikes don't have helmets, but they all have masks. Yeah. I mean, listen, I came here, I hate it that I don't have a helmet on, and I'd like to bitch and moan about it. But eventually I'll get a motorcycle if I stay in Bangkok. I just don't see that happening. And I gotta say that the transportation system, if there is one reason for being in Bangkok, it's the transportation system. I don't know anywhere aside from maybe Japan, which is a little bit expensive. I don't know anywhere else where you can get around so easily and at such a low cost than Bangkok. you want to be in a big city, if you like, the concrete jungle, this is the place to be, man. Now, the thing is, though, is that the air quality is shit. Air quality is 161, which is unhealthy. The air quality here is unhealthy. And I'm trying to get away from here as often as possible. The idea for now, for me and my wife, is to find a place that is to our liking, that we could stay for a month or two. It's relatively easy to get to. And I like Riley, but it is an island, and there's not much to do on that island. Krabi is a bit better. Not really Chumpon, that's not to my liking, really, but the idea, I've got a frog in my throat. The idea is to find a place where you can get a relatively inexpensive accommodation. And there's a nice beach, not too many people, definitely not too many tourists. I don't want to be around the tourists. I've already seen some of the Chinese tourists, and the government is proposing that they try to attract Indian tourists instead of the Chinese tourists, because the Chinese aren't going to be coming over anytime soon. And that in itself is, I just don't really want to be around. Nothing. I was a tourist here, and I am a tourist when I go travel to little cities and stuff like that. I understand, but I don't view myself really as a tourist anymore. I live here. This is my home. I'm very, very comfortable here. I can get around. If I don't know how to say something, I figure it out. It's not that difficult for me. And so this is just like me living in America now, for the most part. Aside from I don't have the same rights as an American citizen, but I just don't want to be around tourists. That's why I don't want to live in Phuket. I don't want to live in Pattaya. I just can't do it. I am doing well, thank you. Doing well, and I'll be out of here. I may go to Krabi. Another area I'm thinking of exploring is Satun. But the wife's already said to me, we're going to, just like we did the last time, I think it was the last time or the time before we were in Surat, we rent like a songtao. It's a minivan. No, Satun, not Surin. I don't really care about Surin that much. I've been there and done it. Satun in the south, down by Hat Yai. But we'll rent a minivan for like $1,200, $1,400 for the day, for the whole day, and they'll drive us around everywhere, and we'll have me and her and our cousins and everybody else. So that should be fun. I don't know where we're gonna go yet, but I know I'm gonna go to the temple where the monkeys are. And there, I'll show you guys. I'll try to stream from there. I don't know if I can do it or not. It depends on it used to be that the quality of the internet was horrible where she lives, because it's out in the jungle, man. I mean, it really is. I mean, it's a village, but it's basically out in the jungle. You got to worry about snakes, and that kind of thing. There are rubber trees everywhere. It's predominantly a rubber tree area. Yeah, there's a place there. There's a temple, and it's a pretty cool temple, actually. The monks go in the side of the mountain, and they meditate up in the side of the mountain. They climb up ladders, and then they go up there and they meditate there, which is kind of cool. But there are literally hundreds of monkeys, and I hate monkeys. But for the good of the stream, for the good of getting some video footage, I do plan on going there. And so that should be kind of cool. And then, just check out the village and check out the area. There's a couple markets nearby. But I'll tell you what, it's not like, you just go right down the street and there's a 7-Eleven. That's not how it is. It's not like You go right down the street and you're going to find everything you need. There's one tiny little market, and maybe you'll be able to get some toothpaste and a soda or something like that. But they don't have a lot of stuff. It's not like you're going to go and get a submarine sandwich or anything like that. You're not going to go and get something like from 7-Eleven. So it's out in the boonies, and I'm looking forward to it. So that'll happen. It's going to take us about, let me think here. It's going to take 13 and a half hours to get there by train. So I may stream on the train at some point. I don't know. Good morning, John. Good morning. I may stream. I don't know. There's not a whole lot to see on the train. Although this train should be relatively full, which I'm not looking forward to. Although no one bugs me, and I got headphones, and I like that. Just leave me alone. That's my motto. Leave me alone. But it'll be fun, and a lot of the kids that were Alex and Nicholas's friends have grown up now. One of the kids who he would say, I got to go to the toilet when he needed to go to the bathroom. When he needed to take a dump, he would he'd say, I need to go to the toilet. And I had to do my part. I taught him how to say, take a dump. So his name was Prook, and he would say, Prook, take a dump. And so we joked about that for years with him. Every time he saw me, he'd say, Prook, take a dump. Oh my God. And so now he's older. He's like, I think he's Alex's age, and he's got a kid already. I'm like, son of a... They grow up so fast, We're going to Suratthani. Good morning, Gennaro. Good morning, Carlos. Hang on one second here. There's nobody in here. Oh, wait a minute. There's somebody over in the corner there with their feet up. You have now mastered the bum gun. Well, you ought to teach Chucky how to do that. It doesn't take much time to learn. There she is, our favorite barista. I was going to get her to say hello, but she's very busy. She is taking some time off, apparently, from work, going on a little trip for Songkran. I think at least 2 of the girls are taking time off, so there you go. People are taking time off, and like my wife doesn't have to be back to work until Monday, and she's got more time. If she needed to take another week off, she could take another week off. She doesn't want to. She wants to save it. So, All right, let me read some of this stuff here. See what's going on. Where's my glasses? Entry to be easier from May. Now that gives you the impression that, it's going to happen. Well, it probably will happen, but it hasn't been declared yet. It's not formalized. Now here's the thing. It says RT-PCR tests for foreign visitors are expected to be replaced by antigen tests from next month in a bid to attract more tourists and revitalize the struggling sector. I got news for him. Yes, Carl. I will. How you doing? I will be traveling 13 hours by train. I don't know if you know, but I just got back from Chumphon, and that was fun. I got another Chumphon video coming up, but tomorrow I have a video from Minbury in an area that reminds me of Kong Tui. So that should be kind of cool. The video will be going, I think it's pretty good. It's not me walking around a lot or anything like that. I'm interacting with some people, and yeah, it should be fun. Speaking after a meeting of the Center for COVID-19 Situation Administration, Deputy Public Health Minister Satit Pitutecha said the meeting agreed in principle with the switch proposed by the Public Health Ministry. Well, if they agreed in principle, why isn't it going forward to be formalized? What they're saying, let me get down here. Okay, the Prime Minister, Prayut Chan-o-cha, said after chairing the meeting that the government will consider a further easing of travel restrictions next month to allow more tourists into the country. We will try our best to balance public health and the economy. Here's the caveat. Further easing of travel restrictions will depend on an evaluation of the situation after Songkran next week. So, and here's really what it all boils down to. They don't even need to go into all this other bullshit in the article. Dr. Tawi Silk said the CCA agreed in principle but had yet to approve measures tentatively tabled at the meeting for May. The Prime Minister wants to evaluate infection rates after the long break. All right, so there you go. Now, I thought this was interesting. After about 470,000 foreign tourists arrived in the first quarter of this year, surpassing the total number of 420,000 for the entire of 2021. So in the first quarter, they've already surpassed the 2021 numbers. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but, you know. Carl, how you doing? And are you still in California? Went to town yesterday and noticed the Mekong River is up quite a bit. Yeah, I do want to take a kayaking trip to the Mekong. However, I learned a valuable lesson the last time. Need to get myself in better shape because the route to get to some of the rivers and the streams is sometimes not very easy. It's not like you just pull up and you just jump right in the water with your kayak. No. Not only that, even more importantly, if you don't have some kind of an experienced guide, you have no idea if you're even going to be able to go down the river. And that's what I found out about the river in Thailand, is that there are places where there ain't a chance in hell you're going to get through. That the guy told me the elephants don't even walk through the stream because the current is too damn strong. So what does that tell you? If an elephant's not going to go through there, then I'm not going to go. But I would like to go down the Mekong at some point, in some fashion. I don't know how. I don't know that I can do it physically. I don't know what I can do anymore. That's the thing. And so you just have to take it. I'll just have to take it as it comes, you know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I tell you what, I don't have the urge to travel, but I have the urge again for some reason. Maybe it's because of the mentality of people where they're not so fearful, where everybody is not so fearful of. If you remember, there was a time when I was like, well, I'd like to go to the next province over, but I don't want them stopping me and going, oh, you're positive, we're going to lock you up, and now you're going to have to pay 200,000, 300,000 baht that your insurance won't cover because you're asymptomatic. I think since that's gone, that's lifted a lot of the weight off of people's shoulders. Yes, there are at the gym, and I use them quite. That's one of the main things that I use. Yeah, I kind of wonder about what it'll cost and how far they'll go. I mean, because I'd like to go the whole length of the Chao Phraya. I'd like to do that. I just don't see that it will happen. And then I thought, well, what about with a jet ski, you know, or a ski-doo, or whatever the hell they're called. You know, there's got to be a way. Kayak, canoe, something. You know, I thought about the inflatable. I mean, that's something that you would think would work, but if you're in an inflatable, okay, they're not as fragile as you might think, and if you got a motor on it, that makes it easier. I don't know that the size motor that would be on an inflatable would last for the whole trip, and also I don't know that there's the clearance necessary in a lot of the places. I can tell you that my ass has hit the bottom of many streams. I've been in inner tubes, I've been on kayaks and inflatable kayaks, I've been in hard shell kayaks before, and they have at one point or another hit the bottom of the stream, and that in itself is a problem. So I have to think about that. Now, in the river, that's a different story, but crocodiles in Thailand I'm not worried about. If I was in Vietnam, I don't know, I might be a little more worried, but I don't think so. I wouldn't be all that worried. They're not as much of a hazard as they are in like Australia or Africa on the Nile River or something. It's not like that. I tell you what, Longhorns and I don't remember if there was anybody else involved, but Longhorns and I did consider. I found a guy in Cambodia who was a guide who would take you through the jungle, and there were 2 or 3 villages, and he would stop in each village, and you would sleep there, and they would cook for you traditional Cambodian food. We were very close to going there. The price was right, everything was good, but I think it was about the timing, and it was just we were like on our way back, and or we had just come back or something. I don't remember. Yeah, you don't hear much about crocs here. The crocs that you do have to worry about are in the croc farms. The crocodiles, the Siamese crocodiles, are not all that big, and they eat. Their diet consists mainly of fish, so the chance of them chowing down on me is pretty slim. Although they might rip an arm for something, so you gotta be careful. Oh, I forgot all about the UFC. What's happening here? All right, it is working, so that's good. It's working right now, so. All right, let me go on here. What is this? We don't need to talk about Levi Strauss yet. What is this? Thailand's prisoners forced into slave labor? Oh, we've heard about this before, where not only Thailand's prisoners, as in inmates, but also Burmese, have been forced into slave labor on the fishing boats. I don't want to get into that. Okay, Thai sex workers jailed for fleecing elderly men of $250,000. And more importantly than that, listen, oh, by the way, I haven't said anything. I just unveiled, let me see here. Let me see if I can do this real quick, how I can get this. All right, first of all, you want to save, go to my website at AmericanInBangkok.com, and that's good. Go to AmericanInBangkok.com, check out all the merch. There's all kinds of merch there. Get your discount right there. You just click that link. The code is Chowderhead. Easy to remember. And then what else was there? I got a little shirt out. Maybe some of you can relate to and might enjoy wearing or sending to someone as a gift. And that is the Recovering Chowderhead t-shirt. So that's just out. And now's the time to buy. All right, who's fighting here? Pichel and Madsen. Yeah, this is not what I wanted to watch. I wanted to watch Chimaev and Burns. That's the big one for me. let's go on here. What's about these chowderhead predators? These are predators of chowderheads. Nuapon Coxon, 67, and Porntip Punkot, both of Auckland. One was 67 years old, the other was 63. So there you go. A lot of times you might think you're talking to this beautiful woman. Oh, she's 24 years old. She's just out of school. She's a virgin. She's the most beautiful creature ever. And she just loves you because you're so sweet and so cute. She's never met anybody like you. They appeared slightly shocked in the Hamilton District Court as Judge Stephen Clark sentenced them to different jail terms after a jury found the pair guilty of fraud charges. Two of the victims, aged in their 80s and 70s, responded to adults-only advertisements in newspapers for massages with a happy ending, while the third victim met one of the women in a gold shop. Remember, I talked about this a while back. After providing services to two of the men, the women then set about taking money from them, making misrepresentations about the money, what the money was needed for. I don't care what the money was needed for. Bottom line is you shouldn't care either. You give them their $4 or whatever they're getting, $40. You give them that money. When you're finished, you go, and then you go, bye, honey, see you later. No, I don't think so, or maybe, depends, but you're 67 and there's a 63-year-old. You're a little too old. I don't know, even a 70-year-old in his right mind probably wouldn't want her, but okay, whatever. Maybe they're desperate out there in the middle of nowhere, who knows. Oh my God, that's it? In sending Ponkit to jail for 2 years and 10 months, Judge Clark said apart from her previous good character, he had no other information to make any further discounts. But Coxon, through her lawyer, Russell Booth, submitted a doctor's letter about her ill health. It's funny how all of a sudden they're ill, but when they're trying to scam these guys, they're not that ill. And a Salvation Army statement about her gambling addiction, along with $20,000 in reparation to be paid within 28 days. So now I'm very sick, but I have this paper from Salvation Army, and gang panan, I have me panha yer. Oh, I got many problems with the gambling. I'm so sick. Oh, too much. In jailing her for 2 years and 2 months, Judge Clark said a Section 27 cultural report found her to be an intelligent woman, but it was unable to provide a causal nexus of the offending, i.e. a link between the most probable cause and its resulting effects, which he described as repetitive. However, he noted an interesting comment in her pre-sentence report in which Coxon stated her behavior with the victims was normal in Thailand. No, it's not normal. It's not normal, you fat pig of a woman, old woman. And they're hideous. Both of them are hideous. Especially the one who's 67. She is just disgusting. Let me give you a link to this because I want you all to be able to see this. She's a pig. A P-I-double-G pig. There you go. She is a pig. Disgusting, man. Really disgusting. And I don't know how much each of them took. Let's see. It doesn't say here yet. Let me see. They made my father feel like a fool. The daughter of one of the victims said her father spent his last day alive giving a statement to the police about how he lost $13,900 between August 17th and September 15th. She told the court how it was truly horrendous how Coxon and Ponkit preyed on her father in his dying days. They were shameless and it was disgusting. It was a living nightmare. Anything sound familiar? Papa, his heart no good. Mama, oh, she have one buffalo died. Now they have nothing. You give me money for buffalo? That is not normal here. It's not normal. These women humiliated my father. They stole a lot of money from him. They stole time and energy away from him in the last months of his life. My father made a statement about this to the police on the last day before he died. That was the last conversation he had with anyone. These women took a lot of money from him, but it's the time that we lost that I grieve for, she said, choking back tears. Now, I got to see something here. How did they come up with $252,000? This is, I got to read this whole thing. I'm sorry, but it's and you know, they're covering her face. Or at least they're covering somebody's face here. But these are fat old women. And they don't be a chowderhead. You know, really, learn from your mistakes, douchebags. All right, Jim, take it easy. Enjoy the moodang. Farang have money too much. That's why they think Farang's stupid. Because they JID. No, when a girl tells you JID, you go, yeah, I JID, but not with my money. I'm keening out with my money, but I'm JID with my heart. Yeah, okay, my heart's very, very good. I'm very generous. I'm very sweet. I'm very kind. Yes, I am to people who are that way with me. Anytime you go into a bar and a girl says you JID, yeah, okay, honey, I JID, yeah. Now, I have to say, I was down in the area yesterday, the Nana area yesterday. No, I wasn't, hanging out in Nana, some go-go there, Rainbow or G-Spot or whatever. I wasn't in any of those. They weren't even open. I mean, I was there in the daytime. There were a couple, the morning night, and I don't remember them. There was another one open that's nearby. I can't remember the name of it, but those were open, and there were some people in there drinking. But all in all, man, Sukhumvit, Lower Sukhumvit is sad. And I can tell you, I went to where Hooters is on Sukhumvit. It's closed. It's shut down. They're not open. Now, that may be temporary. I don't know. But I went around noon, and it was shut down. They were not open. Now, maybe they open at night. I don't think so. Let me continue this because this is too important to you men out there to not listen to. So listen up. There was an element of shame and embarrassment in what occurred, having succumbed to the scheme that was advanced. She urged Judge Clark to take a starting point of prison terms between 3 years and 9 months and 4 years. This is, I guess, coming from her daughter, their daughter, the guy's daughter. It was simply a situation between a sex worker and a client. Listen, if it's simply a situation between a sex worker and a client, you go, you have sex, you pay the money, and you leave. That's it. That's what a smart man does. That's what the Thais do generally. It doesn't always happen. Some of them fuck up. Some of them are chowderheads. But for the most part, you hear about guys every once in a while here doing stupid stuff. But if the chick is taking your money, now she may act like, oh, no, I good girl. I good girl. Oh, I'm so good, yeah. No, I'm not bad girl. Oh, I only want your heart. I don't want your money. And yet, you're giving them money all the time. Then you know what it is. And here's the thing. You do one of two things. You either treat it like there's a couple things. You treat it like a faux relationship, okay, we got this relationship, it ain't never gonna progress to me marrying you, and, I'll pay you the money, but I'm not gonna give you anything exorbitant or anything. Then the other is that going in what it is, and this happens to people, and they're kind of on the payroll, but you really like them. You're into them. Okay, going in, it's not only a emotional affair of the heart. It's an affair of the hearts. It's not only an emotional thing, but it's also a financial thing. You need to know that going in. Somebody smart who's been here for a long time knows, hey, no money, no honey. Just remember those words. Not funny. No money, no honey, not funny. Yeah, you remember that. The other thing is you hit it and quit it. You hit it and quit it. You know what you're getting into, and you carry on the relationship, and whatever happens, happens. Whether you marry him, whatever you do, you just know going in that money is integral. And the money is always important in any relationship, doesn't matter what culture. But here it is a bit more important, for sure. If you don't have a little bit of money, forget it. All right, now let's just go on here because I'm getting carried away. Instead, the accused faced 7 representative charges and were found guilty on 5 of them. To find a person guilty, it only had to be accepted that one of the many transactions was deceitful. And that is something that should be considered. If a girl is out there and she's just plying her wares, look, she's hot, she wants money, you give her the money, you go on your merry way, okay, great, we know that's okay. You do your thing with her, you get into like a relationship. Now, if she starts professing her love, yes, I love you for your heart, I don't care about your money, but by the way, I need 25,000 baht today. What's the name of that movie that I commented on a long time ago? It's the biggest video that I've ever done. My Thai Wife Scams or whatever. It was My Thai Bride or something like that. I can't remember the name of it. Andy, how's it going? It would be my submission that you wouldn't be satisfied that all and every one of those involved a lie or specific destination, Booth said, adding that the judge should be guarded against using the $252,000 figure for sentencing. He added that their offending wasn't a sophisticated enterprise. Of course it wasn't. I put my name out there, or I put my my handle, my connection, my method of connecting in the little newspaper. Says adults only. Hey, I'll give you a happy ending with your massage. Boom. You go to them. They get your money and they say, yeah, call me again, honey. I really like you. You're so sweet. Then the guy goes, okay. And then she does it again. She goes, I really like you. And then the next thing you know, she goes, you want to go out to dinner? Can we go out to dinner? I'd like to spend time away where we can talking, only talking. Then she goes talking and you think, hey, maybe she's different. I got a relationship here. That's deceitful. They were answering ads in the newspaper. Money was asked for and money was given. It was being directed to an account that can specifically be linked to Ms. Coxon. He said this was simply a situation between a sex worker and a client. He added that though the victims were elderly, his client was 69 and the disparity in age was not significant. Through the sale of her mother's home and other property, Coxon was able to provide $20,000 in reparation for the victims. Boot urged Judge Clark to issue a sentence of home detention. Now, if it was a man doing that to a woman, would that guy be in there for home detention? I don't think so. It's not that seriously. They accept they acted stupidly. Come on. Oh, but this is normal in Thailand. No, it's not normal. Don't ever let anyone tell you it's normal for Thai girls to say, okay, you pay me and I stay with you. That's normal in a business relationship. That's all it is. That's not a relationship where emotions need to be involved. That is not truly an affair of the heart. That's not love. And if you piss your money away then, you're just stupid. Now, these guys might have been stupid. They were, to me, you piss away that much money on some old hag like these two hags. They're pigs, man, really. They're disgusting. I don't know. I hope when I'm 80 years old, I still can get it up. But, okay. You go with a prostitute, and all right, get one that's 35 or 40. And I was reading something the other day on Twitter where this guy was saying, oh, don't these foreigners understand that, when they bring their young wife back home, and she's 30 years younger. There's a reason for all these judgments. Even the Thais judge them. And my thinking, and my statement was, who fucking cares what they think? I understand if they're a lot younger, hey, that age disparity, okay, but you know what? Why would you want to spend all your time worrying about what some other guy is doing with some chick? Be happy for the old guy and say maybe the girl's keeping him young. Jesus Christ. Ponket's lawyer, Rob Quinn, agreed with Booth's submission and stated the case is not as serious as the Crown make out. Here's the thing. If it was their money that got taken, it would be damn serious. But because it's these old men's money, well, you know, it wasn't that big of a deal. But when a chick is taken for that kind of money, they cry bloody murder. And, you know, this is the thing. Ever have a Thai go, oh, it's cheap. It's 1,000 baht. You know the fucking thing's 400 baht. And they go, cheap for you. You know, 800. Oh, cannot, too expensive. Oh, this cost me very much. Oh, expensive. You pay, please, 800. Okay, no problem, but that's it. And you know it's 400 baht. And they're crying. And they go, for you, no problem. Cheap. It's so cheap. If it's cheap, then you buy it for me, honey. You know, sometimes I think they just need to flip the switch, but they're unable to do so. And that's because they have this lock that blocks them from understanding that money's money. It doesn't matter if it's coming from a male or a female. Money's money. You know, so if I'm a salesman and I'm taking some chick's money and I'm basically nailing her for an extra $2,000, the rules should be the same. Oh, John, just look at the old ladies in the article. That berry ain't sweet. That berry is. You remember the old women who I talked to in Phuket when I went to Phuket? I don't know how long it's been now. A year. I went to Phuket and I stumbled on these two drunk old women in the morning at like 9 o'clock in the morning. They're out there drinking whiskey and beer. And I kind of, for the stream, I had a conversation with them. Normally, I wouldn't come anywhere near them, but I thought, it's fun, you know. Those women were about the caliber of these women. You know, most guys would not touch them with a 10-foot pole. There was no relationship of trust between the defendants and the victims, given the nature of the relationship. The vulnerability of the victim, as well, is not as extreme as the Crown makes it out to be. These were fairly smart men, and two of them accepted they had acted stupidly. There you go. It was his client's first time before the court, and she was assessed as being at a low risk of reoffending. I wonder if that's because that thing is all dried up. The triangle is no longer open for business. I'm not a bad person. After counsel submissions and before handing down his sentence, Judge Clark took a brief adjournment. Shit. Got a cough today, huh? COVID? Ponket told Open Justice. That's disgusting. Told Open Justice, Open Justice? Who's that? Who she was sitting next to. It would be unfair if she was sent to jail because she hadn't done anything wrong. Yes, you have. She had been working for her clients, not only sexually, but as well as providing everyday assistance, including washing their hair or more personal areas. So the old guy was probably like, hey, will you give me a bath? You scrub my nether regions? Make sure I got no dingleberries. Make sure I'm squeaky clean for you when we're romping, having our daily romp. It wasn't nice. It was very hard work, she said. Well, then enter into a contract. Have a contract. I mean, she probably figured it was no big deal. But in Thailand, we do that. We take care of people and we get money. But these guys, the guys, it's a 50-50 share of responsibility. The guys, no doubt, were chowderheads. And these women were, they saw the opportunity. When you look like them, and you're talking about he's going to pay me to have sex with me, they probably are like, I'm on that, like stink on shit. It wasn't nice. It was very hard work, she said. Asked if there was always a happy ending, she replied, yeah, happy ending. Yeah, happy ending. Asked if... Oh, yeah. Who's on it right now? Let me see. Okay, who's this? There's a break right now, what I see. All right, who's this? They're just doing a...
Yeah, you tell me PIN number, I go bank for you. Don't worry, I only take out all your money.
Guys, don't do me a favor. Don't be shy about smashing that like button like those old guys were smashing these old hoes. Smash the like button. Remember to subscribe. Click the join button. I'm trying to get more and more members. We're up to 33 right now, which is not bad, and I appreciate it. We're up to 33, so smash the join button down below. If you can't use a VPN, then you can. Visit my website, purchase the merch. Use all the ways down below. They're in the description. Get a book. Use the buy me a coffee, whatever. I sent him a message. I'm guessing he's probably watching it or he's busy. I don't know. I had a brief conversation with him yesterday. Who's fighting now? Who's up now? Let's see here. Or use the super chat. I haven't got one super chat yet today. Yeah, a little bit surprising. Because you guys and your support, your love, I was going to relate this to to this article. You're not a chowderhead, but it is your support that helps me to continue to travel and continue to stream and do all these things. So he's watching baseball. Oh, I got you. Well, who the hell's fighting right now? My stream is probably a little bit behind. The ring is empty right now. Oh, this is the Tisha Torres, the tiny tornado. I'll tell you what, I watched the chicks fight earlier, and you know, some of these women can really fight, but there's a lot of them that, you know, they're always with the that kind of shit. And I'm like, listen, you know, I understand if you're throwing a big punch and you got a grunt, but some of them, they punch like flies and kick like fly. They have no power in their punches and kicks, and they're just making all these noises. It's almost like a tennis player. Like, who was it, Steffi Graf? Except she used to hit the hell out of the ball. I mean, you know, who was fighting on that last one? It was the last one chick. She was a pretty good fighter, and I'm gonna say she probably lost. I didn't see the ending of it, but. Maria Sharapova. Is that who it was? I don't know. And you know, but of course the thing is that she's grunting like that, and you're like, She lost. Who lost? The grunter or the other chick, Carla? Who the hell was fighting? I can't remember the name. She was a tough chick. She'd been fighting for a while. And then there was the young blonde who was the grunter. She was the grunter. Oh, she did? Oh, okay, good. She deserved to lose for all that grunting she was doing. Here we go. There were a multitude of lies told. Judge Clark primarily accepted the Crown's submission and said this was a case where various lies were told over a period of time. There were lies about needing money for immigration, to help others with immigration, to get Japanese students in the country. Why is that their problem? That's not their problem. You know, okay, mama's sick. Listen, you don't want to be too heartless. All right, you know, if you're really into them and you want to, and you got the money, okay, you help them out. But you know, there were a multitude of lies told over a period, and I have little difficulty determining that the majority of the money was based upon repetitive lies and deceit, other than perhaps an amount paid for sexual and massage purposes. He said the women took advantages of the victim's old-fashioned nature and naivete. Now there is the difference between a woman who is accepting pay for her services and a woman who is receiving pay for her services, but she's lying and deceiving so that she can be repetitively, so she can continually be paid. That's the difference. She's quite audible. Maria Sharapova or the girl fighting? These are the chicks fighting? Oh, this is still video. Oh, just get to the fight already. Jesus Christ. You know, as much as they tout a lot of these girls, I like the Brazilian chick, Amanda Nunes. I liked Ronda Rousey. I liked Holly Holm. I like, what's that chick, Rose Namajunas. Other than those chicks, there's not many of them that I like to see fight. That's how it is. All right, anyway. So old men out there, you old bastards, don't cave in. What is this? This is April 9th. Many depositors have to think hard about the safety of their cash deposits in Thai banks after deposit insurance was slashed to a maximum of 1 million baht from 5 million baht per depositor per financial institution. Well, how does that affect the people with the 10-year visa? I think that's what I was talking to Chuck about. I think that is $100,000, and it is possible to show that in a U.S. bank account. So if you got 100 grand sitting in the bank, you can use that to get a 10-year retirement visa. Oh, Maria, well, yeah. She was pleasant to look at. Chucky's good. He's going somewhere. You know, he's always, I'm going to go here in a couple of days, then I'm going to come back and I'm going to go to here. He's going, I think, Guadalajara and Puerto Vallarta. And then I can't remember where he's going. I don't know. I'm sure he'll be in here at some point. All right, let's move past this. Let's get over the Chowderhead. Chowderhead article here. And you know, here's the thing. The Thai women, they know that Western men, many Western men have good hearts. They are compassionate. And so if they say to you, oh gosh, you know, my kid, she's in the hospital. And I did this. I got taken once a long time ago when I first came here. I got taken for 10,000 baht, I think it was. And this is when it was like 40 something to the dollar. So it was a couple $100. And some chick was like, you know, my kid's in the hospital and blah, 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 blah. And of course, I was, I was having relations, and of some sorts. And so I just go, okay, But then what happened was, I can't remember exactly how it panned out, but I said, why don't you tell them to send me the bill? Or I almost got taken. That's what it was. I didn't get taken by that girl, no. I almost got taken. I said to her, why don't you, at the time there were still fax machines. I said, why don't you have the girl the hospital fax me? Cannot. I do remember that. Cannot. I said, well, then I cannot. No, you give me, I go pay. I said, I want to see the bill. Tell them to send me the bill. And, even when you go to a hospital, they always ask you, just pay, okay, yeah, it's 14,800 baht. And I'm like, I'm always like, okay, print out a copy of the bill. I want to see the bill. And they always have to print out it's not on the carbon list or whatever. It's like just the cheap paper, cheap white paper. And then you can look at the bill. And some of them, I used to get an attitude from people, but now I think they start to understand that, hey, people want to see the bill. They don't want to just pay. They want to go over each item. Aspirin is 4,000 baht. I only had 2 aspirin. How come they're so expensive? All right, so yeah, just be aware that the maximum deposit insurance is for 1 million bahts. No longer is it 5 million bahts. Let's see here. To reduce the cost of bank rescue in the future, the government created a deposit protection in 2008 and tasked it with providing limited deposit protection and enhancing confidence and stability in the financial system. This doesn't exactly enhance confidence. The revised projection of maximum 1 million baht was due to start on August 11, 2020, but the COVID-19 pandemic rocked global financial markets. Worried about the risk of financial instability, the Thai government extended the maximum 5 billion insurance until August 10th of this year. The finance ministry's move to slash the deposit insurance reflects its confidence in local financial stability. Though the deposit insurance has been cut drastically, it covers 98% of bank accounts, only slightly down from the previous 99.65. This is in line with international benchmarks, Finance Minister Akhom Termpitiapaisit assured the country. Well, I feel better now that he assured the country. Foreigners who have baht accounts are also protected, but non-resident baht accounts are defined in the Exchange Control Act are not protected. Wow. So foreigners are not protected. Foreigners who have baht accounts are also protected, but non-resident baht accounts, as defined in the Exchange Control Act, are not protected. That needs to be a little looking into that. I need to look into that, research it, and make sure. I'm going to see what that mandate considers a resident. Because who the hell would put any money in the bank if it's not insured? Why would you put 1 million baht in the bank and it's not insured at all? Promoting financial discipline. Oh, fuck off. Limiting deposit insurance is expected to promote financial discipline among financial institutions and depositors. Yeah, okay. Depositors will have to carefully manage their money, while banks also need to manage their financial services prudently. All right, the banks, anytime the bank has your money, they need to manage their services prudently. That's just stupidity. This paragraph is stupidity. Oh, depositors will carefully have to manage their money. Well, so if they had 5 million, they don't have to carefully manage it? This is the big papa, big brother, I'm your daddy mentality that is so prevalent here in Thailand. Yeah, I don't want to go on any further about this. This is going to piss me off. Thailand is supposed to have, they're supposed to develop smart cities in the next, in line with the 20-year Thailand 4.0 strategy. So far, the Thai government, private and public sector's effort has resulted in 15 smart cities: Khon Kaen, Cha Chung Sao, Phuket, Siet Trang, Padung Krung Kasem, Rama 4, Samyan Smart City, Chiang Mai Municipalities Smart Old Town Development, Chiang Mai University and surrounding areas, Mat Mo, Yala, Nakhon Sawan, Sansuk Smart City in Chonburi, Wangchan Valley Smart City, Rayong, Makasan Smart City. Why don't they just say Bangkok? Really, sometimes I wonder. All right, now, there's a new COVID wave, apparently, according to Anthony Fauci. Oh, God. Let's see here. According to Anthony Fauci, don't be surprised if a new wave of the COVID hits the United States. It's in Yahoo. I don't feel like going over it because I don't want to talk about it. Yeah. Oh, you bastards. Let's see here. All right. What would you do? I'm curious to know, because I don't look at Yahoo very much, but it's a very easy site to type in when you're not sure if your internet is working. It's a very easy site to type in, because if it doesn't load, nothing's going to load. And so I happened to find this article. Is there an equivalent of the FDIC? Well, let me see here what it's called. I don't remember what it's called. DPA, Deposit Protection Agency, which is under the Finance Ministry. But I found this article, and I guess they found it from Reddit. And this guy wants to know if he went too far by walking out on his girlfriend for how she eats pasta. I guess the subreddit is I am the asshole. Am I the asshole? Am I dyslexic? Am I the asshole subreddit? Basically, the poster has a girlfriend named Allie. They moved in 5 months ago and are very much in love. But there's just one problem. She doesn't have great table manners. She eats noisily and sloppily. In a restaurant environment, usually this isn't too bad because of a natural ambient sound. In a quiet room, it's much more noticeable. I don't exactly like it, but usually I can tolerate it. However, when she eats pasta, she slurps her noodles so loudly that people from other tables look. It's completely mortifying to hear people murmur about her loud slurping all the time. I know this might be normal in some cultures, like China, but from where I'm, how long ago did he say that? Like more than 2 years ago. Let's see here. But from where I'm from in the U.S., it looks really uncultured and bothers some people who are more sensitive to sounds. Now, generally, I would say, who cares? However, it's nasty. If she's a pig at the table. This is how I ask her to take smaller bites. Nope. This is how she eats pasta, and that's how she'll always eat pasta. We've been to a local Italian restaurant a half a dozen times, and each time she humiliates me with her loud, slurpy eating. The original poster acknowledges he shouldn't care what other people think, but it's disgusting. People are trying to enjoy a meal. Thank you very much. I mean, it's like, is it okay if a woman is sitting at, or a guy is sitting at their dinner table, and you're sitting at the same table, and they've got their finger, up to their knuckle in their schnoz, and they're like checking it out. Is that okay? Is that acceptable? No, it's not. Fast forward to recently, and Allie tells the original poster that she really wants to go out and eat at their go-to Italian spot. He asks her if she'll be ordering the spaghetti, and she tells him no. She'll order the lasagna instead, so he agrees. However, they're seated at the restaurant. Once they're seated at the restaurant and the server asks for their order, Allie goes back on her word and orders the spaghetti after all. The second the original poster hears this, he tells the server he won't be ordering after all. Stands up, walks out of the restaurant, and relaxes in the car, listening to a podcast until Allie joins him a little while later. She gives him the silent treatment on the way home. Once they're back home, she yells at the original poster for embarrassing her and only wants to hear an apology. The original poster doesn't give her one. I don't really blame him. So she goes into the other room to loudly talk shit about him to herself. Now he's wondering if he went too far. What do you guys think? I'm curious to know, what would you guys do? And there was one comment here that I liked. You're the asshole for not breaking up with her already if this is annoying you that much. You've been to a restaurant at least 6 times with her before. If you guys stay together, are you just going to forbid her from eating noodles ever again? Are you going to sit in the car whenever there's noodles on the menu in case she wants them? If it's that big of an issue, you can't move past it, then break up. And I don't think it's just the noodles. He said her table manners are shit, and he's tried to teach her. He's tried to show her, hey, honey, let me show you how to spin the spaghetti so that you're not slurping all the noodles. What would you guys do? I'm curious. Hello, everybody. It's why I don't eat with my peasants-in-law. Oh, isn't that nice? Oh, my God. Oh, shit, I've forgotten all about the fight. Oh, I guess the fight's over now. The chick fight is over? Let's see here. We'll see in a moment. They're still fighting. Round 2. Jesus Christ. Just trying to get the arm bar. That ain't gonna happen. Anyway, all right. So, Steve, how you doing? Yeah, I don't really have that problem with my in-laws. I don't see them very often. I'll be seeing them soon. I don't know, we don't generally go out to dinner somewhere with them. We eat at home and stuff, so I don't really care there. You do whatever you want, because I'm sitting in the corner somewhere with one of my kids or by myself, letting them yap away, I just don't get involved, and it's easier that way for me, But it does bring up an interesting question. If your girlfriend or your wife is a pig at the dinner table or at the table, she has crappy table manners, what do you do? If you're fairly cultured, and I mean you eat with a fork and a knife and you don't hold them like this. You're not holding your fork like this and chomping your teeth, What do you do with a woman like that? Or, what does she do with you if you're like that? What's the answer? My answer is you give it a go, and then you give them the ultimatum. You got to lay down the law. You got to listen. I'm a very respectable person. After all, I'm a world famous YouTuber. So I go out to events and functions where we're in well-to-do circumstances. So when we're sitting at a dinner table, I don't need to hear you slurping on your spaghetti and holding up half the plate so you can down all the noodles in one chomp. I personally think, you talk to them a couple of times, and then after that you go, you're either going to have to accept it or you're going to move on. It's a tough spot to be in. But I'd like to know what other guys think. I always think it's this kind of a thing is funny. What was I going to say? What happened yesterday? What was I doing yesterday? I was doing something. I'm trying to think of what it was. Where did I go? Oh yeah. Well, I already touched on it earlier, and that is the Sukhumvit area. But I'll tell you what, coming over here this morning, so many places are shut down now. So many of the shop houses are not open anymore. If anybody knows Bangkok and you've been to the bus station at Ekamai, there was a coffee club right across the street, which is actually quite close to Pet Mark, Gennaro. So while we were at the coffee club, you could be over there chomping down on your Pad Krapao. But anyway, that coffee club it's gone now. As I said, I was in the Nana area yesterday. Now, there's a gas station on the corner of Soi 4 and Sukhumvit. There's a gas station, been there for a long time, many, many years. And there's a McDonald's and a 7-Eleven right behind it. Now, those have been there for a number of years. I don't know how many, but, the pump station and the McDonald's and the 7-Eleven were not there in the beginning, 25, 30 years ago. But they've been there for a while. They've been there for several years. McDonald's has been shut down, and it says we'll open at 12 o'clock. That's what the norm is there. They'd open at 12 o'clock. And I went by there yesterday, and it's gutted. They're gone. That McDonald's is no more. So the McDonald's, not that it's that big of a deal when it comes to eating. It's not like there's not other places to eat, and they're a hell of a lot better. But it's shut down. It's gone. Now, I was on the opposite side of the street. I was visiting my tailor, who is still in business, and I walked down the street. Some of you may remember the video with the girl in the red panties. I don't know if you remember that. I don't know how many people have been watching that long. It's not all that long ago, but there was the girl in the red panties who I walked into this area just past Soi 5, and I noticed they were making a Korean noodle place. And I looked through and I saw a couple of bars. I went, oh, what's through here? And that gets you through to Soi 7. So I walked in, and there's all these girls, they're sitting at these bars. And I kind of laughed, walk a little bit farther. And I see this girl, she comes out, and she's like, steps out in front of me and starts, I don't know what else she was saying. I don't remember. She's saying something. I started asking her a few questions. Hey, where do you come from? Where do you work? Are you working here at this bar? Just a little rinky-dink couple of bars. And she started showing, she was so proud of herself. She was raising up her skirt, and showing me her panties, and turning around and wiggling her ass and all this kind of stuff, which was, made for a good stream. Anyway, the Korean noodle place is shut down. It's not, they took the sign down. It didn't even open. So they started to open up, and they just pulled everything down. It's not even open. There's nothing there. That part of the building is completely closed. They've got it walled off. I couldn't go through. So obviously the bars on the inside are shut down. I went through on Soi 7. The whole right side of Soi 7 for a couple hundred meters is just walled off by a big tin, a piece of tin. And on the left side, everything shut down. Everything was shut down up until the beer garden. And there was nobody in it. but the area that led to the bar, it comes out on Soy 7. That's where I came out in the stream that I did. And it's completely walled off now. You can't even get in there. So that tells you about how drastic things have gotten here. You may not realize it. People are just going about their life doing what they got to do. But things are definitely different from how they were before. Is this fight still going on? Oh, she got caught? What's the deal? Let me see here. Ooh, she got nailed with a kick in the face. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who's winning, who's losing. I haven't been watching it. I'm trying to stay focused on the stream. Is it over? I believe it's over. We're going to the decision, so. Anyway. Anybody still out there? I don't see any new comments. I always have to wonder because the comments don't always come through. I want to know, is Shemaev the next fight? Yeah, there's no comments. Okay. The tall girl won. So what's that? That Mackenzie Dern? I don't really like her as a fighter. A friend opened a new jazz bar on Soy 7 called The Green Room. Good luck with that. Jono might appreciate the jazz. I don't know how many people are going to appreciate the jazz bar there, but... All right, so my stream is a little bit behind, which is fine. I don't particularly like either one of them as fighters. I mean, you know, I like the spunkiness of the little one. He's been really busy with foreigners or with Thais. There are foreigners out, and I'm noticing that there are more foreigners out now. You know, I do notice that. Well, live music helps as long as it's good live music. Yeah, let's just get past this fight. I want to see the Shemaev fight. Well, that's good. I mean, that's a good thing, you know. I don't hang out in the Sukhumvit area much, ever, anymore. And I don't plan on it. So it doesn't really matter. Hey, Manscaped. Manscaped. You know, they sponsor me. Manscaped sponsors me. Get 20% off. Use the code Malin20. Go to their website, use the code Malin20, and take 20% off. No, this is the fight that I want to see right here. I want to see... I'm sorry, I think Volkanovski is probably going to take the fight with the zombie. They've built a new bar complex next to the beer garden. I don't know, there's a row of bars, and all of them were shut down. And then the little complex that I'm talking about that was next to this place that was going to be a noodle place, which is next to Sukhumvit Road. That place is empty, and it's shut down. However, I did go to the McDonald's right on the corner of Soy 5. I did go there, and I walked all the way down the street until Terminal 21. And I can tell you that there was one girl working there. That's it. One girl. She was she was everything. She was the cashier, she was the cook, She was the cleanup. She did everything there. And when I went in there, the first thing she said was, we're only serving burgers, sandwiches, burgers, whatever. We're not serving any, and we're serving sodas, and we're serving French fries. We're not serving any ice cream, any coffee, anything like that. No apple pies, no nothing. It's okay, honey, that's all right. And there was one person in the McDonald's, and it was some hoe putting on her makeup. She wasn't eating anything. She was just sitting there. And that was it. I'm like, well, this one might be shut down. And on that little row between soy 1 and about soy 11, maybe 9, a lot of stuff shut down. I mean, more than, say, 6 months ago. I mean, they're still shutting down things. It was just to be expected. You know, if they're not open, who's gonna go? Who's gonna go down to Sukhumvit? Soy 3 or soy 5. There's not a whole lot of people. Now it's starting to open up. Okay, there might be enough to get by if you're still open, but a lot of places have long since closed down. What is this? High rent district. Yeah, Carl's Jr. done in time. Yep. Yeah, there's there's like 4 Taco Bells, something like that. 4 of them in Bangkok, 4 or 5 of them, something like that. I've been to a couple of them, and I like Taco Bell once in a while. It's not what I would consider to be real Mexican food, but for fast food, it's decent. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. The answer is open up. That is the answer. Open. And, they're just waiting and waiting and waiting. And, there's another year or so until the elections. And I can't see it dragging on that much longer. But I can see it dragging on for another 4 to 6 months. Hopefully it'll only be another 2 months. But the numbers are still going up. Fortunately, I don't know. I don't remember. It's not all that much. Thing is like, you get a burrito and you go, maybe I'll have a couple tacos, and then the next thing you know, it's $12 or whatever, which is not that much in dollars, but here, when you figure it in baht, it's when you can go out for, well, you can't even really get a good meal anymore for like you used to for 20 baht, 15, 20 baht. You can't do that. I've talked before about the times when I used to get pad thai at markets, and they'd have just a big table of pad thai, and they would just be grabbing it, and putting it in paper with a wax sheet on the inside, and then they just wrap it up and throw it to you, 5 baht. Those days are long gone, man. Prices are still going up. I hate to say it, but food prices in the grocery. The other day I went to the grocery and I go, what the fuck, man? Prices, especially vegetables, fruit and veg, man. I used to get the grape. I've talked about this. I used to get these grapes, and there'd be a pack. It was about this thick. It'd have, black grapes, some red grapes, and then a couple of green grapes. And what the hell? They used to be 59 baht. You know how much those are now? 129 baht. No idea why they went up so much. Perhaps it has something to do with the war and the COVID all combined. I don't know. But way too expensive. I don't buy them anymore. We used to get them, and me and my wife would sit there. We'd get one of those packs, and we put them in the freezer. put them in the freezer, and we'd eat them in one night. I mean, you just eat them, and they taste really good. It's like eating ice cream. But they're too expensive now. We don't want to buy them because they go too quick. They're not worth it. You know? Yeah, this Gilbert Burns is an animal. So if Chimaev can get past Gilbert Burns, then that says a lot about him. No more 15 or 20 baht meals. Now it's more like 50 or 60. 60 is more the norm. 50 to 60, but 60 is like the norm. Yeah, in fact, I was talking to somebody about it yesterday, and what it's doing, at least for us, we're a little more careful on what we buy. Because some of the groceries, some of the stuff is just, I'm like, it's not worth it. Celery for 85 baht, you know, a stalk of celery. And then I went to get some onions the other day. You know, I like them. They're about the size of a lime or a lemon. And you get like 3 or 4 of them. And they're like 35, 40 baht. Okay, reasonable. I try to find them. I find white onions. I didn't want white onions. I wanted brown onions. The white onions were like 70 baht for a package of 3. And I'm like, I don't want these. I don't really want to pay extra, and they're not. And so I look over, and there's some brown onions, and they're huge. They're like the size of a softball. And there's 2 of them. And they're like 90 baht, which, okay, for the size of them and probably the weight, but like, I'm like, these onions will end up going bad. I'm not going to chop them all up, throw them in a pasta sauce or something. I usually like the little ones because you put one of them inside of an omelet and it tastes really good. You put one of them inside of 1 or 2 of them inside some pasta, and they're really good. Boy, this guy's nutcase, man. Oh, this is the big fight. For me, this is the fight of the night. Yeah, he's a nutcase, this guy. He's running, sprinting to the ring, crazy. He's ready to go, man. Anyway, so you know, I didn't get the onions. I'm just like, you know what? I'll pass on the onions. That's the way it goes. You know, the other thing is I read the other day about how, and I was talking about it in the last stream, I believe it was the last stream, the cost of fertilizer has doubled and tripled here in Thailand because they're importing it from, well, they were importing some of it from Russia. So the price has gone up double and threefold, which is going to raise the price of anything you grow. You know, so anyway, let me see this here. What's going on with this? Gilbert Burns looking mellow. I don't care what you say about him. He is a stud. The dude's a stud. You don't want to get in a ring with him, man. He's got to break your arm. Just snap your arm like it was nothing. He's rated number 2. So if this Chimaev wins, he should fight for the title. Anyway, guys, I guess we'll wait a few minutes just until this fight begins, and I can see if it's going to be over quick or not. I kind of doubt it, but you never know. Wish I could fast forward it. Anyway, I think we're just about done. I want to wait until like the first round or so, second round, of this fight, and then we'll call it a day. But remember to smash that like button, please. And as I said, we will be in Suratthani. We leave tomorrow. Tickets are paid for, and we'll be there. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to hanging out with the monkeys at the temple, but it might make for an interesting stream. I don't know. Or video. And then we may go over to Krabi. I don't know. I'm not sure. That's what we did the last time. We went to Ao Nang. So it might be fun. You mean boxing? I don't know. Everybody says that, and then some guy comes along, and he's a, you know. I knew that Deontay Wilder was limited. Just by, you know, I did photograph him in the Olympics. I had an hour with him. I had to work with the Olympic Committee and the girl Julie, who was in charge at the time, and to set up an interview with him and everything. And I liked the guy. He was a nice, personable guy, but you know, he was on guard and he was probably nervous. But I knew he was limited. And so when a skilled fighter comes in who can hit hard and who's just as big as him, who's going to win? Which is why Tyson Fury will always have his number. And I think Tyson Fury's fighting again, Dylan White. And if he gets past him, I think he's going to retire. So then who do you got? Anthony Joshua? Andy Ruiz? No. They don't do it, you know. There's nothing like a big heavyweight fight. You know, I've seen Foreman fight in person. I saw Tyson fight in person. I've seen a lot of fights in person, and nothing beats a heavyweight title fight. This guy's a consummate professional, man. Anyway, tomorrow morning, I think I've made it a premiere, where I'm stumbling around Minbury, and I find a place that I'm actually going to go there and stream there when I come back. It's kind of like Klong Toi. Not quite as decrepit, but it's an older area. That's what I'll say. It's a much older area, and I want to hang out there a little bit, go there for a couple hours maybe, and stream from there when I get back. And there's Sarnies, the new Sarnies. There's an electric boat on one of the canals. Then there's the canal in Prakanong. Then there's Chao Phraya. I want to go back to the Chao Phraya. There's a couple places there I want to go. And interestingly enough, the solar-powered electric boats are running on the Chao Phraya. So there's a lot to do. But first, I want to get past our trip to Suratthani, and he's already trying to take him down. Oh. And you know, this Burns is like a 4-time Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion. So if this Chimaev can take him down, that says a lot, man. So far, he hasn't been able to do it. Son of a bitch. He's relentless, this guy. Anybody else watching this? Longhorns watching it? Oh. Uh-oh. And this Chimaev is slick, man. He's slick. He's slippery. Oh. Oh, he's behind him now. Oh. Boy. Good fight, man. It'd be interesting to see if this goes more than 1 or 2 rounds. What'll happen in the third round? Man. Anybody watching this? Oh, good leg kick by Burns and a return leg kick by Chimaev. Oof. You get the feeling that if one of them makes a mistake, that's it, it's over. One little mistake and they'll capitalize on it. Ooh, Chimaev, got good long punches. Sharp punches. Oh man, I'm buffering. All right, nobody's interested in this, I guess. Burns is catching him with caught him with a couple punches there. Damn it. This place is filling up now. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, place is filling up. Let me see here. I'm sorry, but I want to watch a couple minutes of this. Really good fight, though. That's the end of the round. Oh, he's cut. Burns is cut. Anyway, I may stream on what's tomorrow? Monday night. I may stream. I don't know, either Monday night or Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday. But if it's Tuesday, I'll be either almost to Suratthani or I'll be in Suratthani. And it's quite a difference from the concrete jungle. It's the real jungle. So this place is you got people behind me. Anyway, do me a favor, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, click the join button, do all that good stuff, yada, yada, yada. Appreciate you guys watching. Round 2 is getting ready to start here. Let's see if anything happens real quick. Don't forget to visit Don't forget to visit my website, AmericanInBangkok.com, and watch the video tomorrow. It's going up at 9 a.m. Bangkok time, and hopefully everything will be good in Suratthani. It won't be too damn hot, and we'll find some places to explore, have some fun, show a little different side of Thailand. This is, this area is not like in Isan where there's a lot of rice fields, and this is a very, very green area, mostly rubber trees, and yeah. Oh. Lots of monkeys at the temple. Temple's a couple kilometers away, and a hell of a lot of monkeys there. I've talked about it before. Too many monkeys, but it's an interesting temple. So maybe I'll stream from there. I don't know. I'll find out once I know how good the coverage has become. It has gotten better in Suratthani, where in this place, it used to be that there was almost no coverage. Now there is some coverage, and it is quite a bit better, but I don't know how much better. So anyway, you guys take care. Take it easy, and I will talk to you guys later. Choke D, jerk and my, and all that good stuff. Oh, whoa! Burns gets hit, and then he counters and nails Chimaev. Oh, good right hook. Good body kick. Burns is opening up a little bit. This is a fight now. Good leg kick from Chimaev. Like I said, one little mistake, somebody's gonna pay. Chimaev is number 11, Burns is number 2 in the division. I don't know why Chimaev is not trying to take him down. He's trying to punch more now. He's turned southpaw. Oh, Burns trying to take him down. Buffering. All right, guys. Until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok, distracted by this UFC fight. I will talk to you all later. Have a good one, and yeah, have a good one. All right? I'll talk to you guys later.